Whoops. Want to make sure that I actually not be muted. What's going on, everyone? I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome, Arvanauts. Welcome, everybody, to a Tuesday stream. It is August 3rd, 2021, and it is time for the first, I should say the second stream. First stream of August was Soundclash on Sunday, but my first stream specifically back with you, and that is with Neverwinter Nights 2 Complete. I am very happy to be doing that on a new fiber connection. Yes, it's true. It is a fiber connection. I have a new fiber connection from Go NetSpeed, so I am very excited to be back. Instead of having 820 down, my latest check was about 908. I think it's like 910 download and 925 upload. So that, folks, is cooking with gas, which is cool. So I have to, I've still got a lot of work I got to get done in terms of I've got to, cancel my cable. I've got to, get some other stuff up and functional. But yeah, we managed to do it, and everything seems to be working the way it's supposed to be. And so that's great. 925 upload. Yep. So we're back on course. This is what I had when I had Verizon Fios back in the Bronx. I actually even had a little bit higher with Verizon Fios. Yeah, let me tell you, I mean, and I have to say, the cable, the stuff that I had Optimum, was not awful. I mean, it was still like 830 down and like 51 up or something, but there's just no comparison between the 51 up and the 925 something up. In fact, I think I'm just curious here. Let me just double check something. If I pull up, let's see, if I pull up this, all right, let's see. I'm going to look right now. Yeah, okay. So I'm just running a speed test now. Now, normally you wouldn't run a speed test while you're also streaming, but I just wanted to get a sense of what it's like. So, yeah, 920 down, 919.15, so 919 down. And upload is with me streaming, upload is 910. So with me streaming, 919 and down and 910 up, and that's with me streaming. So normally it would be even higher than that. So yes, I am exceedingly pleased. This is exactly what I was hoping for. As soon as Go NetSpeed was in the area, I was just like, hell yes. And then I actually had to bring someone out to run cable basically from down in our basement and to run it up and around and up through to get up to my office, which we were able to do. And the person actually ran 2 lines up here. So if for any reason I ever need a second wired connection, then that can be activated. If I ever needed to run like 2 lines, I don't want to do that because it's twice the price. But if I ever wanted to do that, I theoretically could. So yes, I am most excited. I am very lucky. I am fully aware that lots of people do not have internet access at all, and number of people who do have access don't have it at this level. I will say that fiber is more readily available in the US than a lot of companies even claim they are, and the issue is not so much running fiber in lines. The issue is running fiber from the lines to the house, and that's the thing where a lot of companies have been dragging their feet, and they need to stop doing that. So, but I'm going to be canceling cable. We watch so little TV, honestly, anyway. Mostly the stuff that we do watch is stuff that's streaming, right? So, a lot of my family watches Netflix stuff. I certainly watch some Amazon Prime stuff here and there. I watch, but the big thing that I watch on TV usually is sports. And a lot of that I get through other services. Like I have MLB TV, which is streaming. So I normally do that, or ESPN or something like that. So for those things, I have access to most of that stuff. So I'm probably just going to end up getting something like Sling, which I can get for like $15 a month plus what I pay here. So in the end, it'll end up costing me a little over, I think, $100, something like that a month, maybe 110, 115, as opposed to close to 200 when you count in all the different cable stuff. So it's faster and cheaper, and I like the sound of that. So yeah, very happy to be in that situation, and I'm very lucky. And thank you to all of those who have made it possible for me to support the channel and getting the even higher internet speeds to you. We'll also get a chance to test today and see how stable it is too. The last connection that I had here for the last 4 months or so was it was fairly stable, but there were occasionally a couple of drops here and there. So we'll see if the drop is in this situation, but that's the deal. Yeah, I hear you, Rising Tides. Although I have to say, though, I don't know if you're able to do. I wonder because you can get streaming services that pretty much that pretty much compensate for that. Like you can get, Sling, a good example again, Sling TV. Sling allows you to basically Sling TV. I think you can get a package that's like a lot of the basic channels and stuff like that for way cheaper than cable would be. I mean, I do have to keep my landline because my wife's a therapist and we still sometimes have to do faxes. So I still need to do that. But otherwise it's a big improvement and I really like it. Although I do want to say, by the way, now that I'm noticing it, I wanted to say, Rising Tides, that you've worked out things because the last few streams that I've seen from you have been nice and smooth and everyone looks good and there's no like slideshow thing going on anymore. So you have worked things out, my friend, and I think it looks great. So thank you. And it gives us a chance to highlight the awesomeness of the games that you run. So anyway, I'm excited to have faster speeds. I'm also excited to be here in the month of August. It's been not a great week for a couple of reasons, for some personal reasons I won't get into right now, but this was definitely a good thing. And we're starting to get some other stuff fixed. We're going to have new, just different things about the house, basically, that we're going to be doing. So yeah, I'm excited to have some good things coming up as far as settling up the house and doing all that kind of stuff. And so yeah, I am pleased with that, and I'm excited tonight for Neverwinter Nights 2. One of the reasons that we changed things around, Terry was not feeling great today. Those of you who have watched for a long time will know that Terry sometimes has arm issues. And sometimes painkillers to deal with the arm issues and stuff like that without getting into too much detail. But everything I just said is stuff that she's talked about openly on stream before. And so we were not able to do the game book illustration stream today. My hope is that we can reschedule this for later in the month because I really do want to get back to the game book illustration streams. I really enjoy them. And I know that there are a number of people who like watching them, and I'm with you. I do too. So I hope we're going to be able to do that sooner rather than later. But I just, I wanted to give, obviously, Terry's real life has to take precedence in a situation like that. And in this case, it worked out okay because it meant that I had the chance, because the guy came in, I had to, finish up installation with him. They can only come in when they can come in. So I was glad they were able to come in and do it now. And now I've moved things over. And I think, having tested everything, everything's now running. So I think that's okay. You ditched your maternal grandmother's birthday? Oh, man. Well, I mean, sorry, Echo. It is what it is. That's exactly right, Ernth, by the way. Speed is life. It really does make a difference, though, because it means, just as an example, that now that I have this, in fact, I think I actually forgot to set this. Right now I have this set. Yeah. So I have this set at 3000, and I am going to be able to, I'm going to switch this up, kapow, to 3500 bit rate. To increase the quality, because that's still going to be fine for you folks, even if I don't have the transcoder. And I don't know, do you have quality options on your end, everybody? Does everyone have quality options, or do you just have source as the only option you can choose right now? You do have transcoder? Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, with that upload speed, I could actually go up to, like, the Twitch maximum is something like 5,500 or 6,000. I don't want to go that high because until I'm guaranteed the transcoder. But in the meantime, being able to up the bit rate obviously is great, since obviously my computer can handle it and clearly the internet can handle it. So I'm excited about that, and about getting that stuff in play and about getting some more things with the house squared away. Anyway, but because the install, it meant that I had to change things around. So I'm only going to have with you today about an hour and 15 minutes, roughly speaking, to play some Neverwinter Nights 2. And then I'll be over at GOG, of course, at 4 p.m. and I'll be playing some Solasta. And I want to go over the calendar too. I'll talk about that in a minute. Before I do that, I took a long time to get to what I usually talk about right at the front, which is talking about ways to support the channel. If you haven't done so already, please follow the channel. Please check out our YouTube with !ArvTube, Discord with !ArvCord, Twitter with !ArvTweets. I was able to tweet today of the different changes in the schedule. And the website is arvaneleron.com. And on the financial side, !ArvShop, !ArvTreon is the Patreon, currently sitting at 21 patrons, $202 per month. That allows me to do things like get better internet, for example, and allows you to get cool stuff, including inspirations and various other things. I have reset inspirations, by the way. They are currently up to date, so they are now up to date with these things. And of course, subbing to the channel allows you to get those custom sub badges and emotes. Remember, we have more sub badges on the way, and those awesome emotes done, many of them done by our own beloved Terry Toons, you can use as well. And you've got inspirations you can get from that also. On the publishing side, exclamation point Icarus for my graphic novel from Athos Arts. Exclamation point library is Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library. My 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment. And Athos and Alligator Alley are both part of the Kickstarter, which is going to be launching now in 4 weeks. We actually have 5 Tuesdays in August, and in 4 weeks, August 31st, we will be launching the Greyshade IP Kickstarter, which is going to feature the books. We're going to have one book is separate from the Kickstarter. That's Greyshade itself. I am working through revisions on that right now, and before I send it back off to Athos, there's going to be one more editorial pass, which is going to be a sensitivity read pass, and then we're going to be moving on to get the thing published. So that's technically separate from the Kickstarter, but it is also obviously a part of the series, the rest of which will be out in the Kickstarter. So we've got Renegade and Heretic are the last 2 books in that series, plus a board game, plus a tabletop role game, playing game, plus an audiobook, all part of that Kickstarter. So that's exclamation point Greyshade KS. Thank you, Triffid, as always. And last but certainly not least, we have... Oh, I think I did all of that. Icarus, library, exclamation point library, exclamation point Icarus, and exclamation point Greyshade KS. And last but certainly not least, exclamation point BLM, Black Lives Matter. Very important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Has never been more important to do that than now. And exclamation point Help Now, which is the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Very important to reach out to others when you need help and to reach out to others when they need help as well. And with that said, I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to get rid of that. And I am going to turn on this. There we go. Hi, everyone. Good to see you. I hope everyone is doing well. And yes, welcome back to the room. Welcome back to the streaming space, to Winco Studios. So I do want to just talk a little bit about the schedule very briefly. Hey, Mrs. Dunsel. And who have I not said hi to? I think I said hi to most people at this point, but if I haven't, hello to everybody that I haven't said hi to. Here is what we've got for the schedule, which I have finished, and this looks fairly secure, although there can always be obviously some changes and adjustments. This is going to be a big Neverwinter Nights 2 complete week as it happens. We've got Solasta coming up, as I said later this afternoon. Then tomorrow night we have Community D&D with DM Shadowed Mage, so the Shadow crew of Echo Alpha X5, of Triffity Mats, of Rock God, and Hoodie will be continuing their progress around this Dragon of Icespire Peak. Listen, when are you going to take the fight to this dragon? When are you going to be like, look, dragon, I've had enough of your crap. Come down here and I'm going to punch you in the face. When are we going to get some Fus Roda on this dragon? Is what I want to know from the Shadow crew. Enough of these side quests. Let's go. Let's get the dragon punched in the face. I can't wait to see people just bringing them down. At this point, you've all been getting so much different kinds of power and stuff that I imagine the dragon's just afraid of you. Now it's just going to stay away. It's going to be like Dragon of Icespire Far instead of Dragon of Icespire Peak. But we've got Community D&D coming up this Wednesday night. Then Friday, we have more Neverwinter Nights 2 complete, and Saturday, more Neverwinter Nights 2 complete. So we got a lot of stuff going on with that. We have, then next week we have got, starting on Sunday, we have a special Joint Speculate Twitch stream of Blades in the Dark, I believe. Now that is subject to some change, but I think right now we're looking at that, but that could change to another Sunday. But as of right now, we're looking at the 8th, 7 p.m. Eastern with Brandon O'Brien and company. Then on Tuesday, we have, next Tuesday, we've got Adventures of Middle-earth Erebor Adventures and another session of Solasta over on GOG. Then we're off Wednesday, Thursday, back Friday the 13th, Esper Genesis, coming at you then. And then Saturday the 14th, we've got D&D with INB, Eberron, Oracle of War. On Sunday, I want to mention that I'm going to be on a panel at ReaderCon about games and narrative design. I don't believe that's open to the public. I think you have to be registered to be part of ReaderCon. If you haven't already, you might be interested in taking a look. It's going to be a panel on games and narrative, so I'm very excited about that. That's happening at 6 p.m. on Sunday the 15th. Then I'm going to be away the 15th and 16th. I'm going to be celebrating my 18th wedding anniversary with Mrs. Arv. We were married in 2003, August 16th of 2003. So we are going to be celebrating our anniversary on the 15th and 16th. And then on Tuesday, I'll be back as normal for more Adventures to Middle-earth Erebor Adventures. And then we'll have Talisman Adventures over on the 17th. What's up, Dragonspear? Thank you, Mrs. Dunsel. Then Wednesday, we have got more Community D&D. That's on the 18th. Friday the 20th, we have a... No, he didn't, Echo. Then on Friday the 20th, we've got Rebel Crown coming at you. Again, still tentative, but that's what we're looking at. At 8 p.m. Eastern is the joint Speculate Twitch stream of Rebel Crown. Then Saturday the 21st, we have D&D with viewers, which is going to be, I hope, a longer session of Legacy of Dragonholt. I'm hoping to get a good long session in on that game. I've really been enjoying it, and I want to move forward with that too. And then off Sunday and Monday. Tuesday the 24th is going to be our big Tuesday day, Neverwinter Nights 2 complete again. Plus, we will have, that shouldn't say nominations, that should say final vote, actually. Just 1 second, let me fix something right there that I just noticed. Because we have got, okay, so we've got that. Let me change that up. Okay, no, not nominations, no. Yeah, that got messed up a little bit. So this should be nominations for the Patreon Fueled Chat Chosen Game of the Month should be Tuesday the 17th. And then the final vote for the nominations for the Patreon Fueled Chat Chosen Game of the Month should be on August 24th. So I have just fixed that now. It'll take a minute. It'll take a little bit for the calendar link in chat to reflect that. But anyway, that's the deal. So there we go with that. I just want to make sure I fix that. So yeah, and then we've got Ghosts of Saltmarsh is going to be going on GOG on the 24th at 4 p.m. as usual. And then at 9 p.m. we have the Arvocalist with more Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. So that's going to be Tuesday the 24th at 9 p.m. Friday the 27th, we have more Esper Genesis, sponsored by Alligator Alley as always. Saturday the 28th, we have got D&D with INB Eberron Oracle of War. And I think I actually skipped an earlier session of that because we have Oracle of War. Eberron is happening the 14th and the 28th this month. So my bad. I think I skipped one of those. So the second of those sessions is going to be Saturday the 28th. Sunday, we have got more of Soundclash the Clampdown with your friend and mine, Brandon O'Brien. After a really memorable session yesterday on Monday, on Sunday, I got a chance to check out some of that. Of course, the Neon Caster, Nathan Blades, sadly has stepped back, has to just because of, other scheduling conflicts and things like that, but had a memorable step out with Oliver, his character, their character, and I'm hopeful that the person that we're going to have that's going to be recast when we get that new person is going to be amazing. Yeah, Rising Tides is still tentative. No, I know 29th is still tentative, but Rising Tides is going to be casting for that, and I'm sure that fourth person is going to be amazing. We did not mention the thing on the 22nd, no, because we need to finalize the details of that. But yes, I think we can probably. Are we good to announce that now? Rising Tides. I should ask that right now because okay. So are we able to announce that? Rising Tides, we can at least announce your part of it, right? We can announce that part of it. Your part of the thing on your appearance fees, Dragon. Okay, cool. So the announcement that we have for this is on the 22nd. The amazing Rising Tides, otherwise known as Brandon O'Brien, is going to be doing a poetry reading from the new collection of poems that is being released, Can You Sign My Tentacle? Now, I have talked about this collection before. You all know my admiration for Brandon as a poet. He's a wonderful poet. And I talked to Brandon a little bit about this last month where I was like, hey, do you have a reading scheduled? Because it's going to be coming out around that time. And he was like, I don't. And I was like, ha. Well, let me tell you what we're going to do. So we are going to have a poetry reading on that Sunday, the 22nd, on Brandon O'Brien Sundays. And it's going to feature Brandon, but not only that, it's also going to feature Valerie Valdez from the Blades in the Dark Case of the Cindered Seal campaign. You should know, also author and wonderful person in general. And we're also going to have Brandon's editor is going to be part of this as well, and looking to confirm some other people also. So there is going to be a poetry reading happening on Sunday evening of the 22nd. Now, final time is yet to be determined, and final, lineup of people reading is yet to be determined. But I'm excited about that because obviously I am a big admirer of poetry. I like poetry quite a bit. My father ran a poetry press. I teach it, the whole bit. So I'm very excited to have it, and it obviously is on brand. And having a chance to do that and have it be something with this person who's not only a wonderful person with Brandon, but also an amazing poet, that's great. Headlining it, so I'm very excited for that. So yes, that's happening on the 22nd, and I will again make a more formal Twitter announcement about that with the schedule and all that stuff when we get it down. So I'm excited for that, and that right there is where you can get a copy of this. Can You Sign My Tentacle from Interstellar Flight Press. You definitely want to check that out. So yeah, thanks for the reminder, Brandon. I wanted to make sure I knew it was cool with you before I announced it. So cool. Now we have announced it. So that's on the 22nd. I talked about the 24th already, 27th, 28th. I talked about 29th, Sound Clash, The Clampdown. And then we finish in, again, 4 weeks from today, the month of August with the Patreon-fueled Chat Chosen Game of the Month, and also with the official launch during that stream of the Gray Shade Kickstarter. Obviously, that's going to occupy a lot of my attention over the following month from the 31st onward. And at 4 p.m. Eastern, we have got Pen and Pixels, D&D with GOG, Ghosts of Saltmarsh coming at you. So so again, for those of you who are like, wait, that means you've already mentioned that. Yes, because we're going to have not one but 2 Ghosts of Saltmarsh sessions this month over on GOG because we have 5 Tuesdays. So the players were like, can we play more? Can we play more? Can we play more? And I'm like, listen, twist my arm, right? So we've got Solasta this week and next week on GOG. Then we've got Talisman Adventures, and then we've got Saltmarsh back to back, Tuesday and Tuesday. So I'm very excited about that, and I'm very excited about the Gray Shade launch on that same day, and it's going to be great. We need to add these to that link. That's true. Figure out a way to add the tentacles specific. I can't get away from anything related to Darksaber or tentacles with Brandon's poem, but it's going to be awesome. So that's the calendar. It's a very exciting August, and then from there we're going to be moving into this is the last full month of the summer, and then we move into the first month of fall. I know that doesn't officially start till September 21st, but basically the way I look at it is summer for me ends after Labor Day weekend. Like, to me, I actually am going back. My first class is on Thursday, is a month from this Thursday. It's on September 2nd, but I really always think officially the beginning of the school year, the beginning of the fall for me is really the day after Labor Day here in the States, which is that the 4th and 5th of September, and then we'll move into that. And it's going to be a very interesting and busy month. So yeah, there's going to be Origins is going to happen during that month. So we've got that going on. We've got my birthday is during that month. I'm going to be turning 23. No, I'm going to be turning 49. And let's hope if all goes well. And yeah, so there's a lot going on in that month. But in the meantime, we have one great month of summer left before us with August, and I hope it's going to be a good one. So that's the deal with that. That's the deal with our schedule. So with that said, let us jump over, finally at long last, to some Neverwinter Nights 2. Let's do it. Yeah, I appreciate that, Brandon. I appreciate it. Yeah. Sometimes with medical things that come up, I believe it about myself with different medical things that happen. But yes, I am turning 49, and that is going to be. It's very interesting to me to think of having one final year of my 40s. It's been eventful. It's been an eventful decade. I'll say that. It's been an eventful decade. Okay, so let's get rid of that and do that. Okay, good. We're good to go. Let's make it happen. Oh, you're going to talk to a driving school. Oh, wow. Awesome, Echo. That's cool. I didn't know that was on your radar screen. Are you excited for the beginning of possibly the beginning of being able to drive legally? That is. Where the heck am I? Never nice to please. It's very similar to your first year of your 50s. I hope so, Aaron. I hope so. I hope so. I mean, in a way, I hope so. It depends on how the rest of my... I guess I don't know yet, right? Until I get to that stage. Until that happens, I don't actually know how my last year of my 40s is going to be. So we'll see. Like I said, it's been an interesting year of being 48. Ups and downs for sure. Okay, now, when we last left our heroes, and it was a couple of weeks ago, we were going to talk to Amanjaro about some of the stuff he knew. And I have to talk to these folks. So there's going to be a lot of talking to people in this episode, I think, of Neverwinter Nights 2. The overall point is that we have to do a couple of things here. Once we're done with this, I'm almost done with this chapter, and I have to go forth here and get ready because there's going to be a whole war that's fought. So I've got to set up the next quest to do that. And that means that I got to talk to some people. So let's start by talking to our boy, Amanjaro.
Yes?
I had some questions for you.
No doubt.
What can you tell me about the King of Shadows, gruff guy?
That is a long tale. Some pieces of the tale I gave when we escaped. But there is more, yes. As you probably already know, the King of Shadows was once a creation, a guardian of Ilfan. Yes. By tapping into the power of the Weave, the source of all magic in Faerun, Ilfan sought to make an invincible protector to shield its borders.
Right, that all sounded good. But it became corrupted.
Yes. Ilfan's enemies, the Netherese, in their quest for power, ended up disrupting the Weave. The Guardian relied on the Weave to sustain itself. Without it, it was forced to seek another source of power in order to continue to protect Ilfan. It found a darker source of magic, the Shadow Weave, and tapping into it, transformed the Guardian of Ilfan into something else. The King of Shadows.
This like gruff, very like, you know, and then he became this thing is not exactly fitting with the da 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 King of Shadows. It's kind of like, dude, he's just like, and then the death of the thing with the stuff, and they're just like, yay, King of Shadows. Oh man. Okay. Let's see. Who was the Guardian?
A man, perhaps. Who it was, I was never able to determine. But whoever it was, he was willing to give up himself to protect his empire. Give up his sense of self, his identity. It is no small sacrifice.
You sound sympathetic.
There is a certain sympathy I have for such a man. For someone willing to make that choice.
He really struggles with the words like sympathy.
He cast away his family, his ties to his people, and he ended up suffering for it while attempting to save them. Such a motivation is not hard to understand. Even more now, to see the King of Shadows reviled for what he has done, and knowing that at its core, he sought only to protect the people under his care. Now, its people are gone. And even knowing its failure, it still seeks to protect its empire and, most importantly, itself.
Wow. Okay, sounds good, Triffid. With the power of Weeb, did he give up his anime cat girlfriend? I don't know. That's a lot of power, the power of Weeb. So how will he do that?
If it frees itself, it will seek to destroy anything that threatens it. You first, then I. Then it will destroy all civilization on the Sword Coast, where its former empire lay. And from then on,
it's like he's
I do
gargling
not know
with
what
rocks.
It will do. But the coast shall become as the mare is now, lifeless. Its only people raised from the dead to become the shades of the new Ilfan Empire.
That sounds great. Not at all.
No doubt.
All right, tell me about your past.
Yes, I imagine the history books have little to say on the matter, aside from my many misdeeds, which is how I wished it. The Jarrow family was once part of the highest nobility of Neverwinter. When growing up, I displayed a certain aptitude for magic, especially the magic tied to the lower planes. With little training, I was able to
see
do
that it says
spells
the
well
highest
beyond
nobility
my
of
years,
Neverwinter?
and well beyond any training I received in the
Neverwinter?
academies and elsewhere.
What? Oh, man. When I grew up in Neverwinter, I was strictly a beer man. All right, well, even so, no, actually, elsewhere?
Yes. You will find that where magic is concerned, one school of thought rarely knows the full range of the art. One should never limit themselves to one teacher, lest they cripple their studies before they are begun.
Even so, how did you gain the power you have now? Or had, before I destroyed you?
Gain it. With the lower planes, the power is always there. It just needs a focus and the will to control it. In my case, it did not take long to master that power. The greater discipline came in using it sparingly so that few could see. When one displays such power, it does not grant you freedom. It becomes a cage and makes you a target. You will be constantly beset by the problems of others, who will see your power as an excuse to compensate for the lack of theirs. That is never a position I want to be in, nor a philosophy I wish to encourage in others. Nevertheless, I displayed enough talent to be accepted by the Neverwinter court, to be the Jester Mage.
So in other words, if the minute you do that, more people are going to just constantly come and bother you for being a hero, basically. Seems a step down from your aspirations and talent level.
To make my intentions plain, it was a position of convenience and opportunity. One of many. The position allowed me to obtain access to many of the secrets of the Neverwinter, as well as free access to the Academy libraries, their vaults, and the court records.
I had to be a mage at birthday
I thought
parties.
that perhaps my position might give me a greater voice.
Balloon
when
animals.
attempting to convince others of threats that beset us. But that proved to be an ill-founded conclusion.
I made a mistake there. If I had only done that stupid balloon dog for that one kid, it would have changed everything. You said that position was one of many?
Oh yes, I had several teachers. Many are dead now through unfortunate circumstances, but not by my hand, I assure you. I sought teaching not only in Neverwinter and Waterdeep, but also across the plains from infernal allies, and even from the Arcane Brotherhood in Luskan. Yes, provided one can stomach their politics, they have a vast library of knowledge to draw upon. And I also wish to study their workings from within, in case I needed to defeat them one day. Oddly enough, it was by walking these dark paths that I saw the greater threats we faced. Shadows were growing stronger around the Mayor of the Dead Men. This was due to the growing power of the King of Shadows. I attempted to warn the court of Neverwinter of this, but they were too busy vying for power and holding blades to each other's throats to listen. So I sought allies elsewhere, amongst demons and devils, and even the Githyanki. And I used all the power I had, which was considerable. And by waging a war, by the nature of my allies, I became something others feared. I even gained the name of my enemy, as you proved when you first encountered me in my haven. To think you believed me to be our mutual enemy. The irony runs deep, indeed.
I mean, the dude, though, behaved like a jackass from the very beginning. So it's one of those things, it's like if you could have been a little more like, no, I'm just saying, everything's fine. I'm not the guy. Like, instead of being like, I will destroy you, but I meant destroy you in the metaphorical sense. Like, come on, dude. If you're fighting the King of Shadows, why are you fighting us?
Was I ever fighting you? All I recall is you tripping across my path and my servants. Perhaps if you had sought another means to make your intentions known, we could have coordinated our efforts and none of this need ever have happened.
How is this my fault?
Of course I blame you. You trampled like a fool child through ruins and libraries, disrupting my search, disrupting my goals. You should have stayed out of affairs you had no knowledge of. Indeed. And for the sake of amusement, perhaps you can tell me what you would have done.
Not killed my granddaughter. If you hadn't shut yourself off from the people you're trying to protect, we wouldn't have had the troubles we had.
Is that all you have to say? Your opinion is your own, and a shallow one at that, so keep it to yourself.
Suck it.
No doubt.
Why'd you choose now to reveal yourself?
I have only recently escaped my imprisonment in the lower planes. And since then, I have fought to re-establish my stronghold and gather my forces, which you have ruined with your carelessness. Let us simply say I had help in the matter, and leave it for another time. It has no bearing on our present situation.
Influence failure. Really? I don't have a lot
No
of influence on him, huh? I'm shocked. Why was it surprised that Chandra was alive?
How any of my kin managed to survive is a mystery to me.
Yeah, you know, garlic,
It
like,
seems
oh,
the
the
Jero
lower
line
planes.
is more resilient than I thought. But yes, I thought the Jero line had been ended in the war with the King of Shadows. During the battles that waged near the Mare, near Highcliff, there was so much chaos, I thought what remained of my family was lost. Now, they truly are. This useless tracking through old memories has no bearing on our current quest. Let us focus on the present, not what or why I did things in the past.
I have a feeling this guy's not going to tell me
No
anything
doubt.
that involves any controversy at all.
The shards, including the one lodged within you, are part of the Sword of Gith. Its history is a tiresome one. Ask the Githzerai if you would know more. She could no doubt recite countless metaphors concerning Gith and Zerthaman. The importance of the shards is that once recast into a blade, it is likely to have the power to harm the King of Shadows, and as such, is vital to our quest.
Why only the silver swords?
I do not know. Perhaps their extraplanar origin is what makes the King of Shadows vulnerable to them. There may be some secret in their creation that is unknown to me, that may make them effective as well. Regardless, the King of Shadows is vulnerable to them, and to the Sword of Gith most of all. No doubt.
All right. Let's see. You said you completed the last part of the ritual purification?
I did. But before I could reach the other statues, the Shadow Reaver arrived. And even with my allies, I could not stand against him. Now each of us bears the necessary pieces of the ritual. And together, we are the only ones who can harm him. Like it or not, we need each other if we are to succeed. If the Githzerai did not already explain, the ritual is designed to unmake the Ilfarn Guardian, which the King of Shadows once was. And still is in part, but the Guardian is a shell, a vessel for what the King of Shadows has become. When it drew life from the Shadow Weave long ago, it became something else, something greater. Still, its outer skin is that of the Guardian. We must break that armor first, and once shattered, then we may strike at his essence.
Okay, when do we perform the ritual? Actually, no.
To do that, will require the Sword of Gith, which you carry with you. The silver swords of the Githyanki are the only weapons I have seen that have harmed the King of Shadows, and the Sword of Gith is the mightiest of such weapons.
Sword of Gith is broken, though.
That fact did not escape me. We will need to remake it if we are to succeed.
Do you know how to reforge it?
No, but it is something we must discover, and soon. I do not believe
Right,
reforging
Garlic?
the sword will require all the
Like,
shards.
I'm so annoyed
But
at
as
all
I
of
have
you.
never done such a thing, I do not know for certain. The Githzerai who travels with us may know more. In that, she may have some use.
That's pleasant. Are you sure it can kill the King of Shadows?
No,
So what are our chances?
I do not know. Greater than nothing, I suspect. But it is a chance we must take. We must do it within the King of Shadows' fortress.
Of course.
As near to his heart as possible. Within the Mare of Dead Men, or the Mare de Lane, as the Druidess calls it.
Great.
There is where we must go.
Great. Mare is surrounded by a cloud that devours life, man.
Yes, I know. I do not know how to defeat such a shield yet, but we must find a way. When the time is right, I will show you, not before.
Man.
Part of power comes in knowing when to keep it a secret, and sharing it only with those you trust.
Can't trust me? Come on now.
No doubt.
All right, let's see. I think I already answered this question.
No, but it is something we must discover, and soon. I do not believe the Githzerai
Right,
who
yeah,
travels
yeah,
with... No doubt.
All right. So, where did you get this sort of gift?
Ah, some secrets I must
This is
have.
influence failure.
But suffice to say that there are
Sorry, I'm
eyes
not going to
throughout
kiss up
the
to this
plains
dude.
that
Like,
see
this guy
more
screwed
than
things
I.
up. So, the fact that we're allies of convenience doesn't change that fact. All right, why do you have such disdain for Zayev?
Disdain. I hardly consider her worthy of emotion at all. She is a blind follower, an adherent of her own people's history. There is blindness in such things.
Her service has earned her some respect. She deserves nothing less.
Indeed, such a noble view. But she is but one. What of her people? Where are they against this threat? We need allies who understand our enemy, yet her people do nothing. The people of Farron are ignorant of the King of Shadows, yes, but her people are not.
I know why Zayev's people cannot enter the conflict.
Indeed. And why is that?
If they were to enter the conflict, the Githyanki would fight them instead of the King of Shadows.
Ah. And again, I ignore politics in my haste to do battle. I had thought that perhaps because they were not tied to Farron and the courts of Neverwinter, the people of Gith would have a broader
Mrs.
view.
Dunsel?
But I forget the unreasoning hatred of the Githyanki. The fear of such a division in battle should the Githzerai join the conflict. There is wisdom in such a decision.
Oh, that's nice for you to think about that. Zaev is brave in risking herself to help us. She does so knowing she'll most likely die.
That is the decision we all made. And the truth of such a decision is that in having made it, we are the only ones who can act. Do not defend her overmuch. There is more she could do, and her people's involvement in this conflict could be more than it is.
I do like the fact that when this guy becomes an ally, he doesn't suddenly become, likable. Like, he's still a pain in the ass, right? You're just like, oh, God, this guy. And you're right, Mrs. Dunsel, like, I don't trust people. Now my long monologue on why I don't trust you. Shut up.
No doubt.
All right. All right. Okay. Let's see how much influence we lost with Emanjaro. I really am looking forward to this. Okay, here we go. Right? So let's see how it went, chat. Here's my influence. That's the yellow line, shows when influence changes one way or the other. Influence lost with Emanjaro, -3. Okay. Alignment is shifted your alignment 1 point towards lawful. Great. Influence lost with Emanjaro, -1, -4. Influence gained with Emanjaro, 1. Okay, -3. And I've shifted my alignment 1 point towards good. Lost with Emanjaro, -1, 4. So it's basically a good thing that he isn't just hitting me in the face. Like, he's just like, you suck. And I'm like, okay, feelings mutual, dude. I like him slightly better than Bishop, because Bishop is just, ugh. Like, Emanjaro at least has a moral code. Yeah, I know, right? Like, he'd be like, well, now that we're great friends, let me tell you my recipe. I have a wonderful oatmeal cookie recipe you should know.
What is your will? The ritual of pure
I
Ilfarn
already
had
did
their
this.
wisdom mirrored their power. Yes. It is said that by know that this we must journey to these Ilfarn. I will hear you.
Okay. I think
Know that the path I journeyed to your plane to see the actions of the Githyanki. I observed them. Yet it was said the Githyanki hunted the Kalakcha. Yes,
I think I
they
did this
took
already.
me. Perhaps not recognizing that is not your attack on the ritual and the claim. I will hear you. If it is your will that you would know more, narrow your question. The people, the Githzerai. Cities are
did this
built from
too.
our thoughts. Your question strikes deep, and this is not the
man.
time to speak of it. If it is your will that you would know more, know that there are if my people moved against the King of Shadows, know if it is your will that you would know more, I will hear you.
Okay, I think I did that. All right. Yeah, I don't have enough influence with her yet. I didn't lose any influence. I just don't have enough with her. Okay. Now, now I have to talk, because I have not talked to my companions in a long time. So now I'm going to talk to Bishop. This is going to be funny. Bishop would like to decapitate me. Like, Bishop hates my character a lot. And the feeling is mutual because I hate him. So this is going to be funny.
So what does the great captain of Crossroad Keep want with his humble tracker? Something you want hunted down, my lord, or some forsaken path scouted?
I was actually hoping you could punch yourself in the own face. Pulling your weight with a little less backtalk would be good.
Is that a command, or just your opinion? Hard to tell nowadays, you being part of the nobility and all. Is that how you want to spend the rest of your days? With a squire by your side, a painted shield, and some pathetic code of honor to keep your back stiff as a board?
Ah, Bishop. I feel like Tarkin on Star Wars. Ah, Bishop, charming to the last. Bishop, you knew me before I became Master of Crossroad Keep. Has it really changed me?
Yeah, I think so. I see that gleam
Man.
you get in your eye whenever you
I
look
like
at that
him.
moldering shell of a keep. You treat me like one of your lackeys, you'll regret it. And God's help you if you try and order me around. I'm my own man. Got it? Now, is that all? Or did you have some orders for me?
It's time to order you around.
No, and neither should you. You're from West Harbor. Duncan told me what happened. The Gith show up, and you killed them. And you know what? There'd be a lot less misery in the world if everyone followed that simple rule. Either stand up and fight, or be prepared to suffer.
Charming. Sometimes the innocent need protection.
Do they? Maybe when you don't let people stand up for themselves, you end up hurting them worse than if you let them take a few wounds. What would have happened if you never fought for anything?
And
Why,
Randy and
you wouldn't have
garbage.
come all this way. Seems to me there's a strength in that. Something you can learn from. And so could those fool villagers in Ember.
This is such a morally bankrupt concept, an intellectually bankrupt concept. Oh my god. No, T-Bank, you can't. And I, look, whatever. Like, he just does his job and fires his bow when I tell him to. He's not in my regular party because I hate him, but he is my least favorite character. And I don't even mean that because he's poorly written. He's just like, ugh. Definition
Go
of
ahead,
chaotic evil.
but don't expect any answers.
Know anything about the mayor?
Big, dangerous swamp. Not much else to tell. Lots of battles fought there. Lots
Lift
of
yourself by the
corpses lying
bootstraps,
under the
yeah,
water.
yeah.
Easy to get lost.
Well, everyone always
but you
says that
probably
without
know
telling
that
you that
from
they were
West
handed
Harbor,
golden
right?
bootstraps by their their parents, their whatever. It's always like, oh, I did it. Why can't you? True. Did Duncan say something about it?
Duncan said something about it. Said your village got attacked.
Right.
Drove
Oh
you
yeah.
to Neverwinter.
For sure, Diff.
Trust me, whatever happened in your village, probably a lot easier to deal with than coming to Neverwinter. But you harbormen, you're a pretty tough bunch. To be driven out of there must have been something pretty scary. Go ahead, but don't expect any answers.
Why'd you become a ranger?
Well, it's because tracking and hunting help put things in perspective. Out in the wild, well, the whole predator-prey relationship is a little more honest.
More honest than you. Hey-oh! And which are you? This is such a... worth it.
I've been on both sides, prey and predator. And if you think you're a predator, you're usually wrong. You're always someone's prey.
So who's hunting you?
Don't know. Maybe someone, maybe no one. But chances are I'll find out someday, unless I find them first.
If you like the wilds, why were you in Neverwinter?
Because you can't always find cheap ale
What's
in
up
the
with this-
wilderness or Duskwood.
Is they-
That's why.
So the sniffing.
Go ahead, but don't expect any answers.
Problems with Luskin?
Luskins, don't give it much thought. Most of them aren't human beings anyway. They usually give up any shred of morality or dignity as part of the toll at the front gate.
I mean, I don't like the Luskins either, but morality? I'm sorry, did you just say morality? Did Mr. I think people should fight for themselves? Like, I don't think you should do anything. Hello? Why do you hate them so much?
Because they deserve it? At least in Neverwinter, the soldiers and thieves operate with some shred of purpose or morality. Luskin. It's not even worth hating them. Look, enough about Luskins. They aren't worth talking about.
Influence failure. That's not a surprise.
Go ahead, but don't expect any...
All right. Thanks, Bishop. Thanks for nothing. Okay. No, that's not it. Shoot. I'm going to save this because I don't actually remember what the quick save function is. Okay. I just need to double check and see quickly Here's my key mapping. Okay. The heck? Is it F9? No. F12, that's what it is. Alright. Okay, so sand. I should do this in order of like characters that I like. I will finish, let's see. Who's the character I like next least? Oh, that's easy. That would be Nishka. Although actually Quara's annoying too. Tough call. I guess I'll go with... Nah, I'm going to go with characters who are not actually in my regular party. So I'll go with Quara next.
Great. What's wrong now?
And there's why. What's wrong now? Tell me about yourself.
Why? Like you care? If I didn't almost burn down your uncle's dumb establishment, I wouldn't even be here.
What is your problem?
My problem is, people keep telling me what to do, and I don't need to hear it anymore. I can handle myself. I know my powers, and I don't need somebody telling me how to use them. Go on and ask. They're from a rival house at the academy. Some of their students were punished when they decided to attack me.
Attack you?
Yeah, that's why I burned down their stables and practice yard, and then torched their common hall. They had it coming. Eventually, their master, Jokeris, stopped me. But if he hadn't, I would have taken the battle right to all of them. Of course, now they're trying to ambush me in the streets now that I'm outside of academy protection.
What do they do exactly?
Talking behind my back, ridiculing me for my studies, saying I was temperamental and that I lacked any sort of discipline.
Can't imagine.
When I confronted them on it, they finally admitted it. So I struck back.
So wait, whoa. So your attack, their attack on you was they were like, yeah, we don't think you're really worth it. And she was like, really? I'm going to burn down your home. This is proportionate. So you did strike first.
No, they were attacking me first. Gossip, slander. I won't abide insults from those tome readers.
I won't abide insults from those people I just insulted. Unleashing your power like that was reckless. Somebody could have been hurt.
Others have tried to lecture me, and I really could care less. They crossed me, and they got what they deserved. Go on and ask.
That's going to be a minus influence. Yep, -3. -3 influence for Quara. Who cares? Oh, God. All right. So now, of the characters that I have that are not regularly in my party, who's the one I like next least? It's a tough call. I actually don't... and all of the remaining characters that are not... with the exception of Nishka, who I don't like either, everybody else I like to some level of degree or other. Sand, though, is probably the one that I'm like, eh. So I'll go to Sand next of the group that's not in my party. He's just like... I'm just neutral about Sand.
Yes?
I'd like to know more about what Torio said about you at the trial.
There was a time I dwelled amongst the towers of Luskin, yes? For anyone interested in arcane knowledge, the Masters of the Towers have an impressive collection of artifacts. But simply being in their employ is not enough. And the things requested can even make the greatest of artifacts pale by comparison. And one day I simply could not continue to do what I did. The smallest refusal, and one is marked for death. So I came here, sought protection in Neverwinter. I moved my shop down here in the docks in the hopes of avoiding notice.
What do you know of Black Garius?
Garius, yes, ambitious, driven. Yet, I find it strange he would be Luskin's ally in this. Luskin seems so short-sighted. And Garius's horizon is broad indeed, and he was never one to put the city's concerns first, nor were any of the mages of the host tower.
See, I don't like... first of all, the VA in general, voice acting's pretty good in this game, but I honestly do not like the mispronunciation issue, because everyone else pronounces it Host Tower, and he just pronounced it Host Tower. Now, if I were just coming across it in the wild, and I was just like reading, I would assume it was pronounced Host Tower, but I'm like, Host Tower? Hello?
Very well. What answers do you seek?
Why was the Black Lake District closed again?
It seems Lord Dalaran was murdered. And the rumors suggest a wizard was involved. I doubt Dalrin could have done much except try to tax the assailant to death. Well, I am not one to speak badly of the dead, but Dalrin most likely deserved whatever death he had coming, and deserves to be buried in the betrayer's graveyard.
I'm not one to speak
It was
badly
a
of
wonder
the
that
dead.
he wasn't
Speaks
exiled
badly of the
during the
dead.
war with Luskin for his questionable involvement with weapon shipments, but the matter was not brought to light. Yet somehow, Nasher ended up getting a deed to his lands, a tithe against future levies, and a full company of additional soldiers.
You think Nasher secretly forgave him in exchange for more resources?
Times were difficult, and it was a necessary oversight on Nasher's part, but Dalrin never deserved to live past the war with Luskin.
I think Dalrin was the guy that we all were sort of yelling about because he was all like, oh, you know, attractive women. Like, where's the young women to take care of me? Like, so we all thought that guy was kind of skeezy anyway. Yeah, he does speak badly of the dead in their living presence. Quite true, Div.
I doubt any murder is truly just, but did he deserve to be tried and executed? Oh, yes. Very well. What answers do you seek?
All right. All right. I think I answered that. Did we get any influence boost? Nope. No influence boost there. Okay. So, next up probably on the list is Grobnar and then Cassavir. And then we get to the people in my party. So let's go with Grobnar first.
One thing. I had a favor, really. I keep hearing about this tome of Ilkazar. And if I recall correctly, it has a few fascinating chapters on golemcraft.
I think, okay. So?
Well, if we were to get a hold of it, we might be able to use it to help upgrade the construct.
We got a hold of
he's
it.
walking around and healthy as golems go. But I only know so much about golems. There may be something I missed that could help him that would be in the tome.
And again, half the people here pronounce that golem, so sounds good.
That's what I say. So glad you agreed. I was worried this was one of those times when I had a bad idea. Of course. Ask away. Always ready with answers. Oh, really?
Got some.
Let me see. Oh my, yes, this should help nicely. When we get back home, I'll experiment with this and see what can be done. Hold on to it until then, and we can use it later.
I guess back to the keep.
Of course. Ask away. Oh, when we get back home, of course. Ask away. Oh, why?
What do you
What
do?
don't I do? Really? Sometimes it's hard to keep track of it all.
true.
I play songs,
That's
write
actually
songs,
true.
build things, repair
It's
things,
true,
pick
Dirty
things,
Dexter.
plant things, tinker with things
Like,
until they're
there's
fixed. Oh, well,
I remember having this
need
discussion when
fixing,
we were in,
but that's rare.
when we were looking at
Sort of. I
Golem
suppose
and the
you'd say
Djinn,
I stick my hands in
with
just
which is
about
by
everything,
Helene Wecker.
including dark holes
and I
filled
can't
with phantom
remember. I think
spiders.
she pronounced it
but that's
Golem.
another story.
I think she pronounced it golem. I believe the original pronunciation. Well, I don't know about Hebrew. That's a good question, but it would have been golem, I believe, was the English pronunciation that I had heard before this.
Some just come as one advances in the craft and gets more experience in the world. What? Why, I collect it.
But why?
I don't know. What an odd question. I like to gather facts and notes and journals just for the sake of knowing, really.
Golem would make. Yeah. Yep. I could see that.
Well, yes, but that's sort of the point, sometimes. When you have all those facts and numbers and words around your skull, you can pull out whatever you need to write a song. And, well, songs can help, sort of, to get more facts and lore. And the whole process begins again.
Okay.
Of course. Ask away. Always ready with answers. Yes, indeed. Why?
Okay.
What don't I do? I play. I suppose you'd say I stick my hand. What? Why, I collect it. Of course. Ask away. Always.
Okay. All right. So, I gained some influence with Grobnar. All right. That's because of that thing. Okay. Now we go into the people. I don't mind. Grobnar's fine. He's okay. Now we go to Cassavir, who I do kind of like. And then that is the end of the people not in my party. And then I'll move on to my own party members. Current party members. All right, Cassavir.
Yes? Is there something you wish of me?
Talk more about why you went to Old Alwell.
I went there because I felt my sword could make a difference. No other reason. Very well. Many families have
I
been
did this
put to
already.
the sword. I did not. They have good hearts. Yes. I thought perhaps. I do not have faith in a city or a nation, but it may seem, and it seems Neverwinter has joined. Very well. I did not inform them of my decision to leave, so I did
Oh,
not
we got a
part
raid
with
from
their graces.
Fleos.
I suspect that many of them do not even know why I left.
Thank you, Fleos. Thank you for the raid. What is up, my friend? How are you doing? Thank you, Fleos. I should say, by the way, thank you as well, because Fleos, of course, is doing the D&D with GOG audio podcast. There was just a new one that dropped today. I was listening to part of it this morning, and it is the audio. We're now into the Storm King's Thunder section of that audio. So they just got out of the situation with the bats. They're currently negotiating with the Goblin Hark inside the cave. So Fleos is doing that and is awesome. Thank you, Fleos. I appreciate it for doing that. And also, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. What game were you playing today, Fleos? What were you doing?
It is not something I wish to speak of. Perhaps very well.
Okay. It's as much as I've got right now. Still influence is what it is. Okay, so nothing going on there. All right, so now we get to the 3 here. So probably, now of the people in my party, Nishka is the one I like the least. Then, I'm not a fan of Nishka. I really like Kelgar, and I really like Zaib. So I'm going to start with Nishka. Sai.
What's going on?
Tell me a little about yourself.
Me? Well, I don't know. I'm me, I guess.
That sounds quite accurate. Ninja Gaiden Black, a little bit of Final Fantasy III, nice, and Pool of Radiance. Pool of Radiance, really? Because I streamed all of Pool of Radiance, actually all before the save file got corrupted, which is one of my frustrations. I really hope they remaster those at some point again, so that we don't have to worry about that crap. Even the GOG version isn't perfect. It's taken directly from Hebrew and not otherwise a translation. That's interesting, though, Dirty Dexter. That's interesting. So Golem probably does fit. How is Ninja Gaiden Black, and how are you finding Pool of Radiance, Fleos?
No one usually asks, so learning the words is a little hard. Trust me. People usually make up the whole story once they spot the demon blood, if they ask at all.
Well, I'd like to know. I'm curious.
This is so exciting. Wow, where to begin? Okay, well, I have no idea who my mom or dad was. I was abandoned, but raised by priests who tried to convert me, so I went away for a long time.
Priests?
Yeah, priests of Helm. The Watcher. The Vigilant One. Kind to children. Were they a hard-headed bunch? Really up on the discipline, not so much on the caring and forgiveness. But they're priests of Helm, so what are you gonna do?
What's up, Dizzy? How you doing, man? Not much on forgiveness?
Yeah, I mean, we all get into trouble sometimes, or a lot. And I guess they ran out of I forgive yous at some point. Anyway, so after helping myself to their collection plate after a particularly
Of course you
moving
did.
sermon, I decided to see what else I could help myself too. But you know, those tales could fill a book, and I don't want to chew your ear off. Maybe some other time. Questions. Go ahead. I'm all horns.
Say go. Okay.
Yeah, but shh. Don't tell anyone. I wouldn't want anyone else to figure it out. I mean, questions. Go ahead. I'm good at slipping into place.
I think I
and
already
I
asked
may
you
have
this stuff.
accidentally.
All right, did I gain influence? No influence. I didn't gain anything with her. All right. Okay, that leads the last 2. So Kelgar, who is my second favorite character behind Zaib. So Kelgar.
Something you need?
Who are you again?
Well, there's a great deal, but chances are, and I don't. And
I think I already did
making
this.
my trade at taverns as well. All right, go on and ask them. Huh? What about it? Huh? What? You're like, it makes no sense. Well, it just seems like whatever you say. I don't hold to that. All right, go on
I
and
still
ask
don't have
them.
enough influence over him, and I'm not sure why.
Well, there's but chance, and well, making my.
All right, so nothing different there. I've talked to Kelgar quite a bit, so. Yes, Gollum is a character from J.R.R. Tolkien. That's funny to ignore him. Yeah, none of these companions are very shaky, especially when you compare them to the Baldur's Gate characters, a lot of whom are great. Although I like Kelgar and I like Zaev. I actually like Zaev a lot. Zaev is my favorite of the NPCs. Casimir's fine. He's kind of one note, but he's fine. I haven't talked to Eleni yet. I should talk to Eleni first. I forgot about her. Eleni's okay, but just sort of like druid, standard druid. I said Casimir. Sand is, I find Sand a little bit obnoxious. And then the characters, I mean, like, Bishop sucks. I mean, he's a good character to display a character that you would hate in real life. But I'm completely diametrically opposed to everything Bishop wants. So pretty much that's that. Amanjaro, please. Grobnar is kind of annoying gnome bard. You know, I don't mind him, but he's still annoying. Kara is a pain in the ass and should go away. Nishka is a pain in the ass, and I would send her away if I had any other rogue options, but I don't. And then I like Kelgar. I like, as I said, Casper's fine, kind of one note. I like Eleni's fine, one note. But I like Zaev. So really the only characters I like Kelgar, and I really like Zaev. And everyone else I'm kind of like meh to actively dislike. All right, Eleni.
Is there something you need?
Before you mentioned the circle, what did you mean?
It is not something I wish to discuss. Let us leave it for another time.
We're getting
if
further
there is
along
something
here.
else you wish to ask, then do so. But there are some things which shall remain mine and mine alone.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I just saw that now. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's funny, though, because you said Pool of Radiance is pretty fun. The ridiculously large battles are a bit bunch. Yeah, I agree. But, like, comparing, like, Ninja Gaiden, I always thought the original Ninja Gaiden was freaking rough. I don't think I ever completed Ninja Gaiden, actually. So, it's a rough game.
I was the one who sent the animals of the forest to your aid, though there are fewer of them to answer my call than in days past. And yes, I summoned nature to aid you when the second group attacked.
Why were you following me?
It is not something I can explain, but I feel these creatures pursue you for a reason. Where you walk, so do they. You are either a threat or prey to them, and I must discover which.
Why is it important to you?
These creatures that hound you are responsible for other crimes. Much rides on this, both from the past and the present.
Yeah, I mean, I played it way back in the day. I actually don't remember Ruins of Myth Draenor very much. I played Pools of Radiance back in the day, and I actually have on my list of games to play the next Pool of Radiance game. I don't remember what the next one in the Gold Box series is, but I have it in my list to play that at some point on the channel. As I say, if I just wish that they modernized. Again, I wish that they would just do a little bit more in modernizing. You can get a mod. I don't know if you use this, Fleos, the Gold Box mod that allows you to do mapping and stuff like that. I'd love to do more of that kind of thing. But I just, the fact that the saves can still be corrupted is a pain in the ass. Like, I hate that so much. If you're going to have something that locks in, then you've got to make sure it locks in and there's never an issue. Like, yeah, from now on, I guess I can try to remember to always copy, paste it to some separate folder just in case. But this is all like a pain in the ass. Like, come on. Like, yeah, the Gold Box Companion, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, well, I mean, and he is so obnoxious, Dexter. Oh, my God. Why'd you wait for so long before revealing yourself?
I was uncertain of your goals and your intentions, and whether you were some ally of these creatures. Only during the later stages of the attack did I feel compelled to intervene. It is always in our nature to watch, to observe. To act is at times difficult.
There are more of you?
It is not something I wish to discuss. Let us leave it for another time. If there is something else you wish to ask,
Yeah,
then
so
do
you
so.
said.
But there are... What did you wish to know?
Seem to know a lot about the Mayor of Dead Men.
Do you think this is the first lifetime I have spent in the mists of Mer Delane? My life in the Mare dates back several lifetimes. Many of my ancestors lie beneath its waters, and my ancestors were there when Mer Delane gained its human name, before there were even such tiny settlements as West Harbor and Redfallow's Watch. The name means nothing to you, does it? Of course not. The Mare claimed it over 50 years ago in its slow march across the land, and before that was the event where it
I
gained
like those
its
paintings
human
on the
name.
wall.
My people once called the Mare, Mer Delane, the slow tide or slow marching court. In the times before the wars of men gave it a new name, before humans settled on its shores, and those settlements are mostly gone now. Their manors and castles now ruins, desperately reaching their hands above the water. It is for all who dwell within cities, that the land will take again what was taken from it, whether cut stone, carved wood, or fields sliced by the plow. No, for my father perished there in the fog, slain by orc soldiers from the mountains. It is his life that I speak of when I say lifetimes. On the year the swamp gained its new name, there was a great battle fought miles within its borders. Orcs spilling from the mountains drove humans, dwarves, and my people into the swamps, where they were surrounded, and cut down in the fog, trapped in mud where the footings of the orcs proved truer. But there were no need for graves. Their corpses were all embraced and dragged down, and what dead lay upon the surface were taken by the others who dwelled in the swamp. And so, even in the fog, the ghosts still whisper and weep of lost Merdelaine, the song taken up by countless elven widows that cry across its shores. And always, the mare seeks more dead to draw them down into its waters, down amongst the dead ones.
They're like the dead marshes, perhaps? Yeah, I think those are just like maybe flame-resistant cloth armor or something, Dexter. I don't remember because I haven't used Eleni or Quara like since near the beginning of the game. I used them and immediately replaced them with someone else. So, what happened then?
I was orphaned from that battle when the first of the circle found me wailing in the mist. In those very ruins you traveled to outside of West Harbor, they gathered me up and I made no sound. And they took me into the heart of the mare to show me its secret ways. And there was always much to learn. In time, though I knew only some of its ways, I became accepted into the circle, and accepted by the mare as well. It was only the last test that I failed.
Man, it's always the multiple choice.
Perhaps we shall speak of it another time, but not now.
Now?
What did you wish to know?
Can you tell me the Mare of Dead Men? If you know about a presence in the mare, can you guide us to
The
it?
mare is no longer a place I know well. Something has built a black wall. Something
Different
beyond
kind
which
of
none of the
mare, I
circle could
suspect.
pass.
What's up, Trent?
Even with the secret ways, all it touches dies. And it is slowly growing, advancing from the heart of the mare and driving life before it. And without life, without the land to aid us, one without the means to cross that wall is threatened to be consumed by it.
One second here. I just want to make sure. Okay, good. That's what I thought. Just want to make sure. All right, can you tell me more of this barrier?
Such things are not born of the land. It is a blight, a presence from somewhere else that strikes at Faerun, perhaps only by reaching beyond the land, into the libraries and tomes written on the skin of the trees and beasts, can such mysteries be made clear. What did you wish to know?
Know anything about the lizard folk?
Some of the lizard men of the mare are trained in listening to the land, but some merely prey on others, and their ears are filled only by the running of prey in the swamp, rather than the swamp itself. Many of those who listen are now gone. Entire tribes who have vanished. Their absence is causing an imbalance that is swinging more and more out of control as the remaining tribes fight for dominance, or flee the mare.
Flee?
Yes, many lizardmen tribes are being driven from the mare into the lands of men, and the war is spreading, weakening the lands surrounding the mare. What did you wish to know?
I think that's just about all. Any skills?
There is much of the wild and the land that I know. And as I speak their language,
Say not all
it hears
lizardmen.
me and it will answer. If you need to speak to the beasts and those who dwell in the land, I can help you do this.
I used
There is
Eleni
much
for a
they
little
see
while,
and
but just
know
not very
that
long.
those blinded to the lands do not see.
And you can speak to animals. You may speak to animals you encounter in living things
Sometimes
with
I
your
can shed
environment.
my skin for a while, take on the form of another of the land's dwellers. There is no magic in it, just the ability to relax the mind. I am still learning its ways, but they will come to me in time.
Only upon reaching 5th level, you can detect ship animals and beasts. Okay.
What did you wish to know?
All right, I think... All right, so that's everybody except my favorite character.
What
Zave.
is your will?
Oh, wait, I already talked to her. Never mind, farewell. I already talked to you. Okay, so I talked to everybody. Good, wonderful. I have talked to absolutely everyone in this tavern except for the bartender. All right, now I can at least leave which I think will trigger, because I think what I have to do is go back to the keep. Now that I'm in Neverwinter, I think that's the next step, if I'm not mistaken.
You no doubt have heard. Fort Lock has fallen. Nasher has summoned you. You are to report to Castle Never at once, and only you. Your companions are to wait here.
Dang. What is this about?
The business of our Lord Nasher is his to say, not mine. You are expected to heed his wishes, not ask more questions. Lord
Hello?
Nasher's request cannot wait, and you will make haste to Castle Never. If not, this keep will have a new knight captain before twilight.
Dude, what the frick?
Good. Ride fast for Neverwinter, and when you arrive, simply go straight to the castle. Nasher will be expecting you.
The hell are you?
Oh, it's you, the captain of Crossroad Keep. I've been waiting for some time. I bring you greetings from Lusk.
Not now. The captain has urgent business. Whatever you need from him can wait till he returns from Neverwinter.
Yes, well, I'll be waiting anxiously for your return.
What the hell are they all fired up about? Ah, Chapter 3. The final chapter.
There is a growing darkness to the south, and Crossroad Keep is our best hope to stopping the army of the King of Shadows from reaching Neverwinter. Your keep will play a great role in the war to come. We are still awaiting word from the defense of Fort Lock, but we fear the worst. But the tidings are not all ill. Lord Nasher has prepared something for you, for all your efforts on behalf of Neverwinter.
I thought I had to go straight to Lord
Here.
Nasher.
These are yours to wear, and to wear proudly. It is the garb of knighthood, and soon Nasher shall make you a true knight in his service. As the days grow darker, the need for heroes grows greater, and Lord Nasher wants to recognize you as one of our finest. It is you who have built the keep into the force that it is.
Well,
it is your name that is echoed on the lips of the men and women here. Even Sand has been known to say a kind word or two about
That's
you.
true.
What you wear is merely a cloak until that time. But you will find it carries with it special enchantments you may find helpful. Some of the finest mages and weavers of Neverwinter have crafted these cloaks. They should afford you some measure of protection while wearing them. The rest you will discover for yourself. The ceremony will take place in the Great Hall. We have gathered together many nobles from all over Neverwinter. Come now. Let us make our way to the antechamber outside the Great Hall. Lord Nasher awaits.
Can I put on the cloak?
Your companions, the people you have assembled in Crossroad Keep believe in you, and through you believe in Neverwinter. It is no small thing you have done here.
Whoa! Uh-oh. Welp.
Is that... Gods, it's the ancient alarm. I never thought I'd live to see this day. We are under attack.
Well, damn it.
They are here for Nasher. We must get to him at once.
Dang. Okay. AC +3, +9 bonus hit points, +1 charisma, freedom of movement, blue light, +1 regen, +2 diplomacy. Okay, yeah, that is a pretty good cloak. It's music, though. Oh, no, no, no. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. All right. Do that again. Second verse, same as the first. Now, hail of arrows.
Prepare to become one with eternity.
Hail of arrows. Okay. Another seeker arrow. Ow. Okay. Now, can I summon... Alright. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Take this guy out. All right. All right. Okay, you next. Vampire Mope. Okay. Let's take a potion to cure critical wounds here. Alright, good. This was, that was a lot of wraiths, people. Okay. Dude, he does not...
We need to reach a more defensible location. There is a guard room in the hall round the corner from here. There we can make our stand. To the guard room. Follow me.
I will follow you as soon as I loot everything here.
I cannot carry this weight and still move.
Oh, man. I don't have enough. I'm not going to be able to... I'm going to be weighed down by this. All right. Peasant Dynasty, Arrow of the Vampire. Okay. Now I need to figure out... Vampiric Regeneration, okay. Peasant Dynasty. Ooh. It's like a dagger type of thing. Nice weapon. Okay, the problem is that. Alright, I'm going to put all of my potions in here. I actually forgot that... I forgot that the bag needed to be actually opened and used, which is my bad. So, hopefully this will help. I didn't realize that. I could have done that much earlier in the game than I did. Healer's kit. Healer's kit. Let's see. I may need to put the armor in there. All right. I'm going to put this in there just because basically I don't want to forget that I have any of that stuff. Okay. All right, good. Can I rest? Yes, I can. Rest. Man, why is my con dropped? My con is dropped, no doubt, because I have restoration here. Let me save this first, just in case. Alright. Now, this should fix... Nice. Success! Alright. I needed that. That's better. Okay, good. Now, let's bring back... Let's get at least my companions up here. Right, okay. Good. That's good, that's good, that's good. Alright, cool. Now we can save. Let me see if I can follow this guy. So I did what I need to do there. Quick save, good. Oh, wait, see, they were hiding something from me. 6 gold pieces. Those are 6 gold pieces that I would not have had. Guard room is this way.
Everyone into the guard room now, quickly!
Including me.
The castle has been sealed. It is part of the ancient defenses of the castle should it ever be attacked, something we thought would never happen. Unfortunately, it has cut us off from Lord Nasher. You must get to him or all is lost.
Let's see. You have to be joking. There's no way I'm leaving here. Can you imagine if I said Lord Nasher can rot? I say we make an escape.
Good. Look behind the tapestries in the hall. One of them should hold an entrance to Neverneath, the chambers beneath Castle Never. Neverneath has always been closed to us, but it is said when the castle is in danger, path opens for defenders of Neverwinter. Make your way to Lord Nasher's side. We will try to be there as soon as the defenses are lifted.
I'll bet this dude is a cleric. Yep, and I'll bet he could have restored me. Man. Darn it. Oh well. Okay. Alright, Neverneath. Alright, so we're going to get to Neverneath. And then we're going to have to wrap for today. But there's going to be a lot more Neverwinter Nights 2 coming this week. So, fear not. You will see a lot of it coming up. Hey, what's in the chest? Oh, that's just like for stash of stuff? Okay. Alright, so... we're going to the Great Hall, and one of the tapestries has got that exit point. I like how he sealed the guard door and then immediately is like, alright, now go back out there again. Aha! The secret, the not-so-secret door. Ah, come on. There we go. Sealed shut. The heck? Maybe he didn't mean the Great Hall. Maybe he just meant, like, a hallway. What the heck did he mean? Behind one of the tapestries in the hallway. Which hallway? Presumably the hallway outside the guard room? Right there. Hello? Alright, dead. I may need to go back and get immediately healed by that dude. Just like the constant raining of death with all the fire arrows, I love. Come on, point blank range, don't miss. There you go. The speed, though. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go there in a minute. We have to first go here. Hey, can you heal me? Thank you. All right. Join me, Hazel. There's my group. I have an arrow with your name. I will keep firing until I find it. That's a good one, actually. All right. What? Range touch attack? What are you talking about?
I cannot carry this weight and still move.
What just happened? Why? Oh, because I picked something up? Alright. Well, just gonna have to remember that I've got a bunch of stuff here that I'm gonna be having to give to various people. Be nice if I could get all these shards together. Really glad I had this lesser magic bag, which doesn't reduce weight by that much, but it reduces it by enough. Oh, hi. Okay, I better take care of you people right now. Do that one more time. And once again. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why am I... Jeez, what the frick? Wow. All right. Let's try that again. Okay. Okay, let's do that again. One more time. Okay, and now Seeker Arrow. And man, these guys are rough. Jeez. Wow. This guy. Wow. This is tough. I mean, I can try to engage them hand to hand, but like, all right. It's obviously time to pull out the big guns here. By which I mean my potions. All right, here we go. With a potion of bark skin. Alright, take haste. Aid. Bull strength. Cat's grace. Bear's endurance. Okay, so I'm now invisible. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh my god. 89 damage. Jeez, what is this damage? Good God. What is he do? What is this crazy damage? Man. All right. Okay. Wish I had some more imbue arrows. Okay, so now, now I gotta run. Okay. I gotta run and I gotta get back to the Great Hall, to the guard place, and hopefully I can get some backing from somebody. Okay, so I don't know. This is interesting. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it, I didn't mean it. Oh God, this is bad. Ow. Help! Help! Help me! Could you hit him more, please? Faster? Oh God, what a mess. Yes! I talked to the guy. Yes! Success! We did it! Let's go! Oh man. Yes! Well done, Sir Naval! Just kite him back to the ultimate winner. Oh man. That was great. Alright. It's fine. Everything's fine. Woo! No problem. That's the kind of tactical, you know, quality that we want here, you know? We just had to bring him back to the great Cernaval. Did I mention before that I had problems with Cernaval? Because that's certainly not the case. I mean, that guy is a pro's pro right there. Okay, that was a little dicey. I needed to get an assist from my boy. Oh wait, all of these are locked? Oh no! Oh, sorry. Whoa, okay. Alright, get rid of these Shadow Priests. These guys I can handle on my own. Certainly a lot better than freaking dealing with vampire champions.
You shall soon trouble no.
Okay. Blam, blam. All right. All right, that was rough. I actually would like to be able to identify those things. I never thought I was going to need this, but it turns out I do. Still? Wow, really? I still can't identify it. Okay. Alright, well, put that back. Put that back. Close that.
I cannot carry this weight and still move.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother to hold on to this war mace. All that unidentified stuff I'm going to have to deal with later.
I cannot carry this weight and still move.
This is probably a lot of this is like leather armor +1, and it's going to be totally useless.
Carry this weight and still move.
Yeah, yeah, relax, big guy. Okay. Thank goodness for the lesser magic bag. Okay, that is closed down. Alright, so... you and the familiar. Right. And now we can save it. All right. Oh. Secret door. That's what we were looking for. Okay. We made it to the dungeons beneath Neverwinter. We've entered Neverwinter and triggered its ancient defenses. To reach Lord Nasher in the throne room, you'll have to demonstrate your loyalty to Neverwinter. Oh, God. There's like a bunch of tests I have to do. Interesting. Okay. Cool. And that will allow me to get to Lord Nasher. Boy, as they upped the ante a little bit on what was going to be needed. I got Hazel and Bruno, and that's it. Alright, we can delete that now. Okay, so when we start next time, we're going to be going through here. We got to get through all this to get up to Sepulchre of Lord Haleth Never. To get up to Castle Never Throne Room, get up to the Castle Never Throne Room, rescue him, and then figure out what we have to do next. This chapter started out with a bang. Okay. But we're not going to be able to... Oh, well, hello. Thank you for updating. I appreciate that. So there we go. We have played so far just about 59 hours almost of this game. We're in the final chapter, which is cool. And since I'm doing that next, that's Solasta, I'm going to make sure that I download that now. But in about 25 minutes, I'm going to be up here at the top of the hour over on GOG.com for some Solasta Crown of the Magister. So that's why I'm applying these patches and setting this up right now as we speak. So I hope that you folks enjoyed what you saw today. Again, I'm sorry that this is kind of a short stream on channel, but I was dealing with the install of the new internet, which seems to be rock solid and seemed to come through just fine, and it seems to be working the way it was supposed to. And so that's going to be more speedy internet for all of us. I'll be able to increase bitrate and all that kind of good stuff. So I will be at the top of the hour over on GOG.com for some Scholastic Crown of the Magister. I hope I will see you folks over there. And then I'll be back on this channel. Tomorrow night, we have got, Wednesday night, we have got some awesome Shadow Crew stuff going on with more Dragon of Icespire Peak community D&D. So that's happening tomorrow night. And then I'll be starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. Then we'll be off on Thursday. On Friday, I will be back with more Neverwinter Nights 2 Complete, and Saturday, more Neverwinter Nights 2 Complete. So we're going to get a lot of Neverwinter Nights 2 in over the next couple of days. My hope is that by the end of the summer, by the end of this month, we will be just about done with the main campaign and moving into Mask of the Betrayer, which I'm really excited for. We'll probably spend much of the rest of the year in terms of video game stuff on Mask of the Betrayer. And then when that's finished, then at that point, okay, that's completed. Good. Then at that point, when that's completed, we'll be going on to what I've got dialed up next. And I think the next game that I've got dialed up is... is the Saboteur, which I'm going to be playing after Neverwinter Nights 2 is done. The Saboteur is up next. I wanted to give this a try. Then I'm going to play some more Frostpunk, although that is very much dependent on... If Frostpunk goes south quickly, I may not continue it. I really enjoyed it when I played it to begin with, but I'm not sure if I want to slog through everything with Frostpunk, so we'll see. Then I'm going to be moving on to some Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm finally going to be able to play on stream arguably my favorite game of all time, certainly top 2 or 3 games of all time for me. I'll be able to stream that, and then I'll be moving on to, after that, God of War, the 2018 version, and then Fable, the Lost Chapters I wanted to give a try to. Then I'll be going to be moving back into the Sorcery series with Sorcery 4. That's the online, it's the digital Sorcery, the one done by Inkle. And then we'll see. Then 7 The Days Long Gone is a possibility. Depends on how I feel about that. Lord of the Rings Online I might do some more of. Hades, I'm still not sure if I want to do more of that or not. Wild Arms ACF is possible. Planescape Torment is on the list. There's someplace. Breath of Fire 3 I'm definitely thinking about. So there's some other options there that I'm considering. I may even throw in something just for Shadowed Mage. There may or may not be a surprise that I might throw in somewhere in that mix. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm thinking about it. So I'm not going to reveal it just yet, but I'm thinking about it. And then Deus Ex Mankind Divided is on there at some point. I have DLCs for various games. I want to do Pose of Eternity White March Part 2. I wanted to finish. I started already, actually, because it won the game, Patreon Field Game of the Month last week. Or last month, but I want to maybe finish the Billy Lurk, the Death of the Outsider DLC for Dishonored 2. And then it's all very shaky at that point. Disco Elysium, maybe. Arkham Knight, maybe. Suikoden, maybe. Finishing up Blade Runner. I know Dragon Spirit would be happy about that, maybe. Portal 2, I might give a try to. Phantasy Star, the original. Lego Lord of the Rings. Like, it's all very shaky after that point. The ones I know for sure are Neverwinter Nights 2 Complete, The Saboteur, Frostpunk, moving into then Final Fantasy Tactics. And after that point, all those games are a little bit up in the air, but we'll see. Try not to hit him in the face. We shall see. We shall see. I will do my best not to hit him in the face, yes. But that is going to do it for me for today on this channel. But I will be over, as I say, on GOG.com in about 20 minutes with some Scholastic Crown of the Magister. If you like what you saw and heard today, please follow the channel. Check out our YouTube with !ArvTube, Discord with !ArvCord, Twitter with !ArvTweets, website arvaneleron.com, !Arv shop for the merchandise area, !Arv Treon for the Patreon, which really helps out a lot. It allows me to do things like get this new internet that I've got. And the very first Phantasy Star, yes, because I played the first Phantasy Star when it came out on Sega Master System. I wish I still had it, but I lost a lot of my Nintendo and Sega cartridges. So I may play the original Phantasy Star again trend because I can play it on my Retron 5. So that's my plan to do that at some point. So Anyway, so yes, the Patreon exclamation bar of Treon. Subscribing to the channel is really helpful. If you can do that, that really helps out a lot and get cool stuff for yourself and the channel. And of course, the publishing stuff, exclamation point Icarus for my Icarus graphic novel, exclamation point Library for Tales and Tomes, the Forbidden Library, my 5e adventure and source book, and of course, exclamation point Gray Shade AKS for the Gray Shade Kickstarter. Those are the things that we're looking at. Yeah, I really like Phantasy Star 1 a lot. Yeah, I agree. I like Phantasy Star 1 a lot. And it's been over 30 years. I probably played that when I was 16. It's probably been, it's over 30 years since I played it for sure. So I'm thinking about it. So I'm going to be doing all that. And last but certainly not least, exclamation point BLM, Black Lives Matter. Very important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives, as we always say. And exclamation point Help Now, which is the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Very important to reach out to others when you need help and to reach out to others when they need help as well. I am not 56. What are you talking about? I played it when I was 16. 16. I'm 48. I'm not 56. Don't give me 8 extra years, Dragon. I already feel I'm heading that direction as it is. So, but anyway, pleasure to see everyone today, and I hope you folks had a good time. Sorry for the short stream. Again, I had to get this finished with the internet installation, but I'll see you over on GOG.com, and I will see you right back here on Wednesday, tomorrow night for Community D&D, and then Friday back with some more Neverwinter Nights 2 complete. That's it for me. Much love to all of you folks, and I will see all of you very soon. Until then, be good to each other. Bye for now.